It's easy to tell when a dog likes someone, but when you are their absolute favorite person, the signs are simply undeniable. It shows in their gaze, in the way they shadow your footsteps, and how their entire universe seemingly revolves around you. These signals can be so subtle that an outsider might completely overlook them, but your dog knows exactly who holds their heart. You might have found yourself wondering, is it all in my head, or do they really love me the most? The truth is, dogs are incapable of faking affection. They don't pretend, and they don't manipulate. Their love is raw instinct, pure emotion, and unfiltered devotion. The fascinating part, however, is that they don't express their deepest love the way humans do. Instead, they communicate through seemingly mundane behaviors that actually carry profound meaning. Today, we're going to peel back the surface and delve deep into the heart of canine psychology. If your dog exhibits these four brand new, scientifically proven subtle behaviors, rest assured that in its world, you are the one and only son. Its heart has been given to you completely and forever. First, they take scent baths, treating you as a sanctuary for their souls. Let's paint a picture of scenes familiar to all dog owners. You come home from work to find your dog curled up on the bed, its chin pressed firmly against the pajamas you took off last night, or its nose buried in your sneakers, or even carrying away a dirty sock to tuck under itself. Don't rush to scold them. This isn't a love of stink, but a heartfelt ritual I call a scent bath. Humans are visual creatures. When we miss someone, we look at photos, but dogs are olfactory creatures. Their olfactory cortex is 40 times larger than a human S, and they possess 300 million olfactory receptors. In the scent molecules left behind by your sweat and sebum, your dog detects a hologram of you. When it buries its face in your dirty clothes, it isn't just sniffing an object, it's embracing you. In this world, full of unknowns, your scent is the bulletproof vest for its soul. This romance is not mere fantasy. It is backed by solid neuroscience. Professor Gregory Burns, a neuroscientist at Emory University in the US, conducted a groundbreaking experiment. He trained dogs to voluntarily enter an fMRI scanner and presented them with 5 scents: their own, a stranger dog's, a familiar dog's, a stranger's, and their owner's. The results were astonishing. When exposed to their owner's scent, the caudate nucleus, the core region of the brain associated with reward and dopamine, lit up instantly like fireworks. This means that simply smelling the scent you left behind, even when you're not there, triggers a massive release of pleasure chemicals in its brain. To your dog, the reward value of your scent surpasses even that of a bone. When it feels lonely or anxious and presses its face against your dirty clothes, it's using your scent for emotional healing, administering itself a dose of security dopamine. If you're the one it loves most, your scent is the ultimate antidote to its loneliness. Second, seeking your emotional anchor in chaos. They borrow courage from you. Imagine a sunny weekend when you take your dog to a bustling dog park. It charges into the pack like a bullet, having the time of its life. But right at the peak of this excitement, it suddenly slams on the brakes, ignores its playmates, whips its head around, and scans the chaos like a radar. Just 2 seconds later, its gaze pierces through the crowd and locks onto you in the distance. Your eyes meet, you smile and nod, and its tense muscles instantly relax before it turns and dashes off again. Many owners miss this moment, but if you've witnessed it, take a moment to be quietly moved. This isn't just ordinary behavior, it's the highest expression of canine psychology. I liken it to a scuba diver's lifeline. In this chaotic world, you are not merely the owner, but its absolute anchor as it explores the world. There is a moving scientific principle behind this. Dr. Lisa Horn of the University of Veterinary Medicine, Vienna, conducted a study. She gave dogs a puzzle toy containing food rewards. The experiment had 3 scenarios. The owner was absent, the owner was present, but sitting quietly, or a stranger replaced the owner. The results revealed the truth. When the owner was absent, or only a stranger was present, the dogs almost completely lost their motivation to explore the toy, becoming timid and hesitant. But as soon as the owner walked into the room, even without saying a word, just sitting quietly, the dogs immediately became confident and actively solved the puzzle. Dr. Horn pointed out that this is called the safe haven effect, a term originally used to describe the deepest attachment between human infants and their mothers. Infants dare to explore unfamiliar environments only after confirming that their mother is nearby. Science confirms that if your dog loves you most, your place in its heart is equivalent to that of a mother in a human infant's mind. When it glances back at you in the dog park, it isn't asking, "Can I play?" but rather confirming, "Is my emotional anchor still there?" It is your presence that gives it the courage to run freely and socialize. It doesn't explore the world because it is brave. Rather, it dares to be brave because you are there. Third, the gravitational collapse of center of gravity deprivation, the absolute surrender of physical defenses. Back to your living room, you collapse onto the sofa, exhausted, and your dog approaches. A dog that simply likes you might lie down next to you or rest its head on your lap, seeking a pat. But the dog that regards you as the love of its life behaves entirely differently. It will walk over to you, turn its back or side to you, and then, like a skyscraper whose foundation has suddenly been pulled out from beneath it, slam the full, dead weight of one side of its body, without reservation, hard onto your thigh or calf. You can even feel the weight of its bones and the complete relaxation of its muscles. Immediately afterward, it lets out a long sigh from deep within its chest, how, as if expelling every last shred of caution from its body. If you've experienced this mountain-crushing kind of reliance, please understand, behind this tiny gesture lies the highest level of trust in the animal kingdom. In the laws of natural evolution, for any four-legged mammal, maintaining balance is the first and most ironclad rule of survival. To relinquish one's center of gravity is to surrender control over survival. It is to expose one's soft underbelly and defenseless blind spots to the reaper. A normal dog's muscles always maintain a faint, basic tension, ready to respond to danger at any moment. But when it places its entire body weight upon you, it is defying millions of years of survival instinct and disabling its own defense mechanisms. Through silent body language, it declares, "I know that if danger strikes now, I cannot flee immediately, but I don't care, because you are here. You are my most indestructible physical fortress." This act of completely entrusting the control of its life to you is the highest tribute a dog can bestow upon a human. It needs not be vigilant, for it knows you will keep watch on its behalf. Fourth, becoming your emotional tuning fork, a soul resonance across species. Finally, recall a moment when you were extremely vulnerable. Perhaps it was late at night, sitting at your computer, the weight of life pressing down on you until you could barely breathe. You didn't cry out loud, you didn't throw things, you didn't even shift your posture. Yet inside, you were experiencing a silent tsunami. At that moment, the dog that had been sound asleep in another room appeared silently at the door. It wasn't carrying a toy, nor was it wagging its tail. It simply walked over to your feet, with its ears drooping, and a solemn look in its eyes, resting its heavy head on your lap, motionless. If you listen closely to its breathing, you'll notice something astonishing. Its steady breaths begin to match your own rapid ones, and it even sticks out its tongue to lick its lips, a classic sign of stress in dogs. It isn't injured or sick. The reason it appears distressed is that, in this moment, it has become an emotional tuning fork, perfectly attuned to your frequency. It not only senses your sorrow, but has absorbed it directly into its own body. This cross-species empathy is underpinned by an awe-inspiring biochemical mechanism. Dr. Biagio Danilo of the University of Naples Federico II conducted a study. He collected underarm sweat from volunteers while they watched horror films, which induced fear, and comedy films, which induced joy. Then placed the samples in front of dogs to monitor their reactions. The results shattered human perceptions of species boundaries. When exposed to sweat from happiness, the dogs appeared relaxed. But when exposed to stress sweat associated with fear and anxiety, their heart rates spiked instantly. They exhibited clear signs of stress and immediately turned to rush toward their owners, snuggling close in search of comfort. This means your emotions are not invisible. When you are anxious, sad, or afraid, your body releases substances known as chemical signals. Humans cannot detect them with our noses, but to a dog that deeply loves you, with its highly sensitive sense of smell, the scent of your sadness is like a distress flare lit in the dark. This is scientifically known as emotional contagion. If it were just an ordinary dog, it might run away upon smelling anxiety, but if it is a dog that sees you as its one and only beloved, it will never flee. It will walk unhesitatingly into the eye of your emotional storm, connecting its nervous system to yours and using its own body to share the unspeakable pain you carry. Through its actions, it tells you, I can smell your breakdown. You don't have to bear this alone. I'm here to share this pain with you. What, exactly, is a dog's deepest love? It is certainly not limited to a wagging tail or a bark when you come home. Humans tend to define love through words, promises, and material things. Our love is filled with conditions and calculations of gain and loss. But a dog's love is a pure biological miracle. If your dog treats that old shirt of yours, reeking of sweat and body odor, as its most precious treasure and cradles it close, if, even in the midst of the wildest play, it still turns to seek the reassurance in your eyes, if it is willing to shed its millennia old instincts of self-preservation and place its entire weight in your care, if it can sense the cracks in the depths of your soul before you even shed a silent tear, and steadfastly stays by your side, then you must know that to it you have long since transcended the cold, impersonal label of owner. You are the sweetest balm in its olfactory world, the absolute origin of its spiritual universe. You may never fully grasp, through human reasoning, just how deeply a dog loves you, for their love is older than language and purer than time. This love is etched into the spirals of their genes, flowing through their warm blood. With every heartbeat and every breath, they rush toward you without reservation. To be so steadfastly chosen and deeply loved by such a pure soul is the most undeserved yet incomparably fortunate gift we could ever receive in this vast universe.